All right. Shalom. This is a Houston Chronicle article I just wanted to share and say that last week I saw Governor DeSantis in Florida had issued I guess it was an executive order. I'm not sure, but he prohibited vaccine passports in Florida, and that was awesome. And then I saw this. Somebody posted about they didn't give a link. I just Googled it. I'm sorry, I'm still using that verb. This is very encouraging. So, but I read down a little bit, and okay. So as Texans continue to get vaccinated, okay, the executive order says that any state agencies or entities that receive public funds. So, for example, the public library. There's a lot of gray areas, or there have been, I guess, since Abbott let the mask mandate expire on March 10th. In my humble opinion, he never should have issued one to begin with. But it's all in God's plan, right? That he did. So, but he allowed it to expire March 10th, and as far as I can see, there's a lot of gray areas. So this kind of clears up some of those. So the executive order says that any state agencies or entities, so like a public library, the WIC office, you want to go, apply for WIC, food stamp office, Social Security, state agencies or entities that receive public funds cannot require a person to provide proof of vaccination against COVID or deny a person entry or services if they are not vaccinated or do not have proof. Now, yeah, so no vaccine passports in Texas. Thank you. But in my opinion, I would like to see it go further. Now, like I said, there's a lot of gray area, and I think a couple of us were going back and forth about this, like grocery stores. Okay, it's public property, right? It's private property. And, somebody said, well, if you're open to the public, it's a good point that, hey, you're allowed to drive on the highway, but you have to have a driver's license to do so, right? But it's a public highway, right? How come they can tell me what I can and can't do? Well, it sounds kind of backwards. Maybe it is a little bit backwards, but a grocery store. Hey, you can't tell me what I can and can't do. What if I had a grocery store that didn't require masks? It's still private property. I think I'm going off on a tangent here. What I was going to say is that if you're at a grocery store, that's private property. Okay. So I don't know. I'm following my logic. I was thinking, well, it's private property, so if they want to require you to wear a mask, fine. And then my other friend was like, well, no, it's open to the public. They need to, adhere to the law of the land. Okay. However, if you're going to accept SNAP food stamps, whatever, they're not called food stamps anymore. I'm sorry. They're people stamps. Okay. So anyway, but if you're going to accept SNAP benefits, which, most grocery stores do, I would pray about it. I don't know. Pray about it. I would like to see that. I don't know. Maybe it needs to go to the Supreme Court because this is, it's kind of like it's gray area. Yes, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't even be gray area okay. I'm sorry, I keep on switching tracks. My viewpoint on it is if you are a grocery store and you're private property. You can require us to wear vagina hats on our heads to enter. Okay. But I can also go shop elsewhere. Yeah, I can also go shop elsewhere. That's my personal viewpoint. Vote with your paycheck. However, the way this is, well, I know this is just an article from Houston Chronicle, I think. Chronanon. Actually, it's not the Houston Chronicle because the Houston Chronicle says Houston Chronicle. Anyway, so this is just an article, but the way it's worded, it's like, well, wait a second. Think about it. If you're going to be a grocery store and you want to require people to wear vagina hats on their heads, okay, fine. I'll just go shop elsewhere. Or hey, maybe I like wearing vagina hat. I have a vagina hat on my head. I'll be more than happy to shop there, right? But the minute that you say, okay, we're going to accept SNAP, we're going to, allow our business to have those little card readers, and it's programmed to accept, to read the little strip off of your food stamp card, people stamp card. I would pray about it, and I don't want to see that. If you're going to accept food stamps, you need to adhere to the executive order, etc., etc. I don't know. I pray about it that it goes to the Supreme Court because this needs to be challenged. Not this. This is great, but that needs to be challenged. The HEB, or whatever your local grocery store is, accepting SNAP. Fine. If you want to accept SNAP, think about it though. How many people are encouraged to shop at HEB or Walmart or whatever? Because what? Because Walmart Superstore, right? Because they have groceries. Because they accept SNAP. Okay. How different would it be if they didn't accept SNAP? If the state of Texas did not allow them to accept SNAP because they're not adhering to the law of the land, or not that they're not adhering to the law of the land, because like I said, you can require your patrons to wear vagina hats. But if they are going to allow businesses to accept SNAP, they ought to make them not require their patrons to. Now, this is the vaccine passport requiring proof of vaccination. This article doesn't say anything about wearing masks, so I don't know. I'll have to look further about like what. Okay, fine. I don't need to show my vaccine passport, but what's the deal with the mask? And it goes back to that private property thing. It like I said, it's a gray area, right? So clearly, like if you're going to go to the public library, okay, I am not required to show you my proof of vaccination or deny entry if they're not vaccinated. This doesn't say anything about masks. I don't know. We need to keep on going. Keep on going. This is encouraging, and keep pushing, right? All right. Sorry. I go off on tangents, and I don't know. But yes. Have a blessed day, everybody.